everybody, welcome to the Waldock Way. I'm Jessica. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the ProClick binding system. So I shared about this binding system last week on social media and I got tons of really great questions. So I thought that I would come here and share those questions and answers with you guys in case you're looking for a binding system in this upcoming homeschool kind of curriculum haul time frame. So, in case you don't know much about it, I'm just going to give you a brief run through because I'm going to do a demo after I answer all the frequently asked questions. This system is pretty simple. You just put your paper in here, you move this from one end to the other, and it punches holes in your paper for you. Now, the most common question that I received is when you get ready to buy this machine on Amazon, it says 6-sheet capacity. That 6-sheet capacity is how many pages it can punch at one time, not how many you can bind, just so you guys know. And it can punch laminated cardstock. I have tried that. It could probably punch more than one sheet at a time, but I only do one sheet at a time because the lamination can sometimes make it slick, and I don't want it to move around when I'm trying to punch. I don't want my lines to be off or my holes to be off of the line. But it will punch through a laminated piece of cardstock. I do that all the time. So it does have the strength to do that. Now, when you purchase it, it will come with the ProClick binding machine, and it comes with this tool that you use to close and open the spines. So in case you don't know, a ProClick spine, you can also close it with your fingers. I actually do that really frequently. But in case you don't know, a ProClick spine can be reopened. So you can use this tool and you just go down it, really simple, and it will reopen itself. And you can use it over and over again. That is one of the reasons why I purchased the ProClick over any other binding system, because I have commitment issues and I wanted to be able to reopen to add stuff in and take stuff out. So it's almost like a 3-ring binder, but more efficient, in my opinion, and easier to manage because the binders are big and bulky. As far as spines go, there are 3 different options, and this is where your capacity comes in. So you can either have a 45 capacity spine, so it will hold 45 pages. You have an 85 page and 110 page. Now, the way I get more in those is by double-sided printing. So I can make my 45 hold 90, the 85 hold 170, and the 110 hold 220. And anything beyond that is a little bit bulkier than what I would like. So I will split it into 2 books. Like I would have a part 1 and a part 2 of anything beyond that page number. However, I have been told that the true bind coils will work with the ProClick machine, and the ProClick machine is cheaper. I just really like the ProClick spine, so that's what I use. As far as durability, these next, other than maybe the metal coils that come on like the Erin Condren planner, this is probably the most durable spine I have ever used. It's never opened back up on me unless I have like forcibly been wanting it to open. I've never had that issue. And it is probably one of the sturdiest spines or coils, whatever you want to call it, other than a metal, you know, like the metal ones from like a really nice planner. So that is my opinion. My ProClick machine is over 2 years old and I've never had any issues with it. I also only bought 1 box of each size spines, and I have never had to buy another box in 2 years because I rip things open when we're done and I reuse those spines over and over. So in 2 years, I've never bought another box of spines. My most common spine, so the spine that I use the most, like if you can only buy 1 box, would be the 85 capacity. That is the one I find that I use the most for just about everything. I very rarely use a 45, and I also very rarely use 110. I have them, but the 85 hands down is the most common spine that I use. Another question that was asked a lot was about the covers, because they also offer like the presentation covers and the back covers. I do not buy them. I have never bought them. What I did after, you know, a few months of use is I went to Michael's when they had a sale on their like scrapbook paper and bought a pack of 25 black cardstock, and I laminated and punched all 25 of them. So this is what I use for my back cover on every book that I make. And then for the front cover, I either make something or I use, you know, like if there was a specific front cover. So this is what we'll be binding in just a moment. This was a workbook from the Dollar Tree, and I just, you know, cut it off and laminated it, and it is what we will use, or, you know, what will be used for the front cover. Also, if you can see here, if you're using like the Scotch Thermal laminating sheets, the lamination is going to be too big for the ProClick. It doesn't fit in. I trim my lamination all the way down flush with the paper, and I have never had one peel ever. So that is how I do my covers. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn you around and show you how I bind this word problem book. All right, the very last tip I have for you guys, I wanted to make sure that you could see this, because if I say it, it will not make sense. When you put everything in your spine, put all of your pages, like from back to front, except your back cover. You want to put your back cover on the top. Then you're going to close it, which, like I said, I just use my fingers. But anyway, once you get it closed, you will then flip your back cover over, and what happens is that that line, if you have a ProClick, you know what I'm talking about. This line that you have in the spine where it snaps will then be hidden. So you will not have this weird line on your spine. You will have a beautiful coil instead. So there you go. There is my workbook, completely punched and bound in less than a minute, and now beautiful and will lay completely flat. And my favorite thing is that unlike the comb binding, it will go completely back on itself.